Welcome to episode 3 of the unimog-build, BIG BLU.
With the G.
In this episode, you're going to see the continuation of works in episode 2 with the cab roof preparation. We're really just on a journey of preparing for paint and all the work that comes along with that.
How many times do you think we're going to say, hopefully we prime this week?
I'm sick of the word prime.
I feel like, well, I definitely thought we were going to prime in maybe 2 weeks, but alas, this is not the case.
2 months later.
It's
all
fine.
good things take time. This episode is all about cab prep. We're going to remove those indicators. We come across something in the windscreen area here that's worth addressing. We also get the camera out into the cavities to treat some of the rust we find there. I also do a few little repairs of some dents on the cab here, and we did have a bit of an issue with the pass-through, which I'll explain and how we're going to fix that.
So to kick things off, we are continuing on with really prepping the cab for primer and paint. And this first section that we do really just includes removing all of those accessories. So the ones that you'll see us removing there are the pair of indicators as well as the reflectors and also the glue. I'll also show briefly the indicators. We found that when we took them off that the rubber seals were actually quite deteriorated. Geez, can I even speak today? Maybe not. But lucky we do have new ones that also include the rubber seals as well. So it's going to be a full replace for us there.
In my inspection of the cab, there was a couple of pinholes in the corners of the windscreen channel there that after I got into and inspected a bit closer, it looked like the metal was very thin. So I thought I'd better err on the side of caution here and actually remove the metal and have a little look in there. And what I found was pretty interesting. So I've removed the top corner of the windscreen here, and inside I was a bit concerned initially because we had quite large chunks of rust fall out from above there. I thought we might have found a bit of serious rust, but on further inspection it's not actually anything in there that's rusted. It's just a bit of a gathering point, a low point where with the original roof above it that we know from its history did have a little bit of a rusty roof. Bits of rust have dropped in there. So no damage there, but I'm just going to have to weld in a new little corner after I clean and get in there and treat the little surface rust around it.
If you're also wondering why we have moved to video with audio over the top, it's because if you watched our last episode, you would know that we dropped our camera. So the GoPro audio is probably less than perfect, let's just say. So for the first half of this video, you will see us chatting over the videos instead of talking in them. So now you've also got me just telling you what Nath's doing right now. So I'll just give you my rendition. Essentially, this is a piece of metal that I have cut, and I am now sticking it in where I cut out the previous metal. So as you can see, I've done it perfectly and it is a nice fit, go me. And now what I have to do is just weld metal to more metal. But before I jump in and do that, I've got to hammer some stuff, as you can see on screen here. And then once I finish hammering stuff, I'm gonna start welding other stuff. Oh yeah, and I couldn't forget, I have to grind before I weld. So everyone, here I have completed my welding journey. The next step is just to grind, obviously. More weld chat, weld, metal. You wanna go for a walk? Okay, come on, let's go, come on. We're already on. Wow, look at it go. Look at it go, look at G go. The time has come again. Ready for this?
You are joking. Oh.
Enjoy it, alright.
It's not going well for me.
We need to do this on camera every time, I swear.
We can get back to some work today. So we're going to try and put up some footage from a little endoscope camera we've been putting in the cavities of the roof to see what we need to address and not. And there's definitely some light surface rust in there that we want to both treat the rust and then prime on top of it, but it's very hard to access now. So we're going to look at sending a camera down with a long spray tip we're using some Worth rust converter aerosol here, and see if we can coat all those areas by extending this into the cavities there. So wish me luck. Alright, here we go into the depths of hell. Both see what I'm doing. Luckily we can reach all the way down the side of the gutter. You can see there's a little bit of surface rust there that I'm going to be able to spray and treat, which is good. It's not too bad, just light surface rust from the prepping prior to welding the roof on. So I'm going to wiggle this around, see if I can get it in a different position now. We get down into this part here. Really, I want to get all the way to the end. I can come from the other side as well. That's probably as far as I'm going to be able to get. So now, I think we're going to do some spraying and see how we go. You can really see that on the camera as we... Sorry, camera. We're really coating the inside of here quite well now. Already coated in here quite well.
And now we repeat on the other side.
This is where I really wanted to get to. We're all the way down the back. You can see the little bit of surface corrosion there. I'm going to get all the way down the back here. I'm going to start spraying from here. See, I've got this rust treatment coming out of the cavities here. I've started all the way back here to cover the other side of this piece in the underside to get that all coated properly. I'll have to get a rag and clean this up here. A lot of this I've actually already treated. Keep going for a second coat here. Okay, well we've got in the two main cavities there that have a bit of surface rust and we've given them a good coat. We're going to let that dry now and we're going to come back, see if we've missed any bits, and then we can go for a second coat and hopefully we can get a primer in there as well, get it all sealed up before we move to the next stage. Alright, a few little issues I want to address next on the body of the mog here. I don't know if you can see that in the light, there's a dent there I'm going to need to hammer out. It's a little bit flared down the bottom here, so I'll have to get in here and clear out some of this seam sealer. Also, a lot of the seam sealer might be hard to see in the camera, but a lot of cracking. I may get rid of that, and while I'm seam sealing all this area up and the roof, I can also redo these. It's also evident here. See the cracking of the seam sealer. So we'll be looking at those. Nope. Getting there, but still there. So now that I've cleaned out the debris there, there's nothing stopping the metal from bending back. If I'd tried to hit it before, full of dirt and whatever, this would have also pushed the panel behind, bending the two together. But now I'll be able to bend just to rectify this out of shape part here. Not perfect, but pretty good. So, when you fail to plan, you plan to fail. And this is an annoying situation created from being hasty in trying to get this done so I can prime the cab here. So we're trying to create two steel lips in order to be able to attach both the accordion seal later, which will mount on here and seal the Unimog cab to the camper box, but also for the hatch itself, at least for the interim, without having the camper, a door that can seal against here and make it weatherproof. So over here we have where the seal would have been. And the issue with this, it's too close in height to here, which would not allow a door that can actually engage with the seal. It's a little probably hard to see on the image there, but as it rotates, it lifts the seal up, and it's meant to have the door press against it like this and not try and drag against it. So it would cause issues, which means this lip we put here is too low. And a good way to fix it is just to, as I've shown here with a piece of 50 mil by 3, we now would be able to put the hinge here. Pivot point is below the door. So when we have our door, it's going to be able to close properly and press onto the seal, sealing the door properly. So now what we have to do is redo some of the work we've already done. And that means we're going to remove this 25 by 3 with the nice corners, and we're going to install this was a 50 by 50 by 3, but I've actually just cut off that edge just to give it a bit more strength in this profile when it's a bit taller. So I'm going to be able to get a nice weld on either side of that and sit that in to replace here. Replace this piece with this, and we should be in a much better position to put those hinges in and be comfortable. We're going to be able to operate the door and also have this usable later. removed. So the angle line, when I've lopped off one of the faces, flanges, it's actually allowed the material to bend. So I think I should be able to just tack the ends in once it's in position, and then I can straighten the middle, get it all level, and then weld it in.
So Nath has now finished off the pass-through for the second time, and we are both super stoked with it. And that brings us to the end of this week's episode. So thanks so much for joining us, everyone. Please remember to like and subscribe, and we look forward to seeing you on the next one. Cheers.